things has changed a lot, as you know. And the fuel price before this was hovering close to about $100, Sing jet fuel. However, in the last 1 month, the fuel price has increased more than 140%. It has reached to a peak close to $240 Sing jet. And for our scale of business, ladies and gentlemen, the impact to us is approximately about 50 million ringgit for every dollar that it has increased. Yeah. But having said that, we're quite okay in the context of the forex. Forex has been quite stable comparatively to the USDs. However, in the last few days, it has increased. And to give context again, in every 10 cent of movement in Malaysia ringgit into the US dollar, it will impact Malaysia Aviation Group at a bottom line about 200 million ringgit on every 10 cents. As you know, when the crisis happened in the Middle East, not only on the fuel price has increased, but it's impacted us as a group and also as an airline. One of the key factors that has impacted Malaysia Airlines is, of course, on the fuel price. Having said that, today, since we're flying to the Europe from Malaysia, from this part of the world, our sectors and our flight routing have increased to approximately an additional 1 hour. And today, as we are flying into London and also Paris, with that 1 hour additional, it has increased of approximately about 18,000 kilogram fuel burn daily for Malaysia Aviation Group, and approximately about 115,000 ringgit daily, right? Today, because of the closure of certain airports and also certain airspace, in the Middle East stations, we have continued to suspend or cancel our flights into Doha at this point of time up to 15th of April. And today we're doing 2 times Doha, and that has also impacted our top line revenue, in particular flying to Doha. But our Jeddah and Medina has been flying as per normal. We had cancelled our flight to Jeddah, Medina at the about first 5 days during the war started. One other thing that I wanted to highlight is not just about the fuel cost and also the additional routing. More importantly, is also about the fuel supply. So members of the media, there are certain states or certain countries that we fly into have raised certain concern about the fuel supply. Thank God, in Malaysia, we're still quite stable in that sense. But having said that, we're seeing some syndication that there will be other countries who may have issues with regard to fuel supply. So what we're doing today is trying to optimize our fleet efficiency to fly the newer aircraft as much as we can, so that we're able to contain our fuel efficiency as best as we can. So first and foremost with that, as I said just now, we will continue review and adjust, and it is always about the demand, right? And today we're seeing demand are pretty strong. Tomorrow we'll be announcing other sectors that we will announce. There will be 3 other sectors that will be announced. And the likes of North and South, China and India has been very strong. Demand from these 2 regions are still very strong, and we believe to support Visit Malaysia here, provided we are able to ensure that the PNL or the financial performance is positive, we will continue to grow and we will continue to fly to all the sectors accordingly. So that's number 1. Number 2, you asked about the forecast, how it's going to be look like, the outlook of the company. Fuel cost is 40%, Norman, of the organization. So we are doing our level best to ensure that we are able to mitigate the hike of the fuel costs through the maximizing of our yield, our revenue, and our fair pricing, right? And it has to be competitive, so that's very important. Whether we're going to end positive, that's another thing, because today and compared to yesterday, the fuel price has changed to more than $20, right? Maybe tomorrow it's going to increase another $20. So it's so volatile, but we as a group, we are ready and we are prepared in terms of our people, and we need to ensure that the products and our assets are ready to fly to the sectors if there is a demand.